Hey, can you see me? Can you see me in this video? But what if I am not real? What if none of this is real? What if we all are simulated? Not in a philosophical way, but in the real hard way. In a very specific, mathematically rigorous way. What if the universe, the sun, moon, the stars, the galaxies, everything is code running on a computer made by something or someone we cannot access? What if you, your thoughts, your feelings, your identity, everything is a simulation you cannot determine the edge of? This is not science fiction. This is not just my doubt. This is one of the serious questions asked by serious institutions and serious thinkers and serious scientists all over the world. What if everything is a simulation? What if we are all in a big, gigantic simulation? The modern simulation argument was formalized by philosopher Nick Bostrom at Oxford in a 2003 paper. It is logically elegant. It goes like this. One of three things must be true. Option 1. Almost all civilizations that reach a certain level of technological development go extinct before they develop the ability to run realistic simulations of conscious beings. Option 2. Civilizations that do reach that level have no interest in running such simulations. Option 3. We are almost certainly living in a simulation right now. Here is a logic. If any civilization ever reaches a capacity to simulate conscious beings and has interest in doing so, they would presumably run a number of simulations, not just some. Enormous numbers of simulations. Historical simulations, simulations of alternate timelines, ancestor simulations. The number of simulated conscious beings would vastly outnumber the number of beings in the base reality. And if this is true, then statistically, any given conscious being is far more likely to be simulated than real. Unless advanced civilizations always go extinct or always choose not to simulate. So, if you believe advanced civilizations eventually existed anywhere in the universe and sometimes beating the urge not to simulate, they actually simulated, you should believe you are probably simulated. The math is uncomfortable. I hope you understood the logic here. If there is any civilization more advanced than ours, we all could be the simulated creation of one conscious being in that civilization. Here is where it gets interesting, because a lot of things in the universe looks like simulations. The universe is digital at its core. Matter is not continuous. It comes in discrete chunks. Quantum mechanics reveals that at the smallest scales, reality exists as discrete quantized values, like pixels, not an infinite smooth continuum. Discrete units rendered when necessary. Also, the universe has a speed limit, the speed of light. Nothing travels faster than the light. So, a hard-coded maximum speed. In a simulation, that would be a computational constraint. Information can only propagate so fast in the system. Quantum mechanics reveals something deeply weird about this observation. Particles don't have definite properties until they are measured. Before measurement, they exist in superposition, in multiple states simultaneously. The act of observation collapses them into definite values. This sounds oddly like a rendering optimization. In a video game, you don't render what a player can't see. You only compute the detailed state of things being observed. Because computing everything in full detail all the time would be computationally wasteful. The universe does something similar. Quantum indeterminacy means reality is not computing definite values for things until they need to be observed. So, it's consistent with simulation. It's also consistent with reality just being weird. But these features, discreteness, speed limits, observation-dependent reality are more than interesting. There's a famous moment from 2016 Isaac Asimov debate from the American Museum of Natural History. Neil deGrasse Tyson, one of the most prominent scientists in the world, said the probability that we are living in a simulation is very high, maybe 50%. He argued that the gap in intelligence between humans and our nearest animal relatives is itself enormous. And given how powerful simulations created by us already are, after just a few decades of computing, a civilization a million years more advanced than us would have computational power so far beyond our comprehension that simulating a reality like ours would be trivial for them. They might be doing it from far away from Earth, our simulated planet. Elon Musk also has said the odds that we are in a base reality are 1 in billions. So the argument is very simple. The entire universe we see, the world we inhabit in, and all the people and animals in this world could be just a simulated creation of one conscious being in a much more advanced civilization somewhere in this universe. The honest answer for this from the scientific community is we don't know the truth. We can't currently design an experiment that would definitely test simulation hypothesis. And unfalsifiability is a problem. A good scientific hypothesis has to be testable. If there is no possible experiment that could prove we are not simulated, then the hypothesis sits at the edge of science and philosophy. But sitting at the edge of science doesn't mean the question is stupid. It might mean our science hasn't caught up to the question yet, like in the case of many things before. But let's say it's true. Let's admit we are simulated. Does it matter? This is where this becomes genuinely interesting. Because most people's first reaction is, if it's all simulated, nothing matters at all. Nothing is real. But think about it more carefully. Your experiences are real to you. Your relationships, your pain, your joy, your love, these feel real. They have real effects within the simulation. A simulated car crash hurts a simulated person just as much as a real crash hurts a real person within their frame of reference. Look at what your avatar does when it crashes on the highway of your video game. It cries aloud. But if you are in a simulation, 4 things follow that is worth sitting with. The first, there is something, someone outside. Whatever or whoever is running this simulation exists in a layer of reality beyond ours. Our universe has an outside. The beings there have purposes we cannot access and may never fully understand. This is not God in any traditional sense, but it is something. An intelligence or a civilization or a process that our universe exists within. Or else, how do you explain this? For example, the more you want something, the more it moves away, as if somebody is willingly moving it away from us. The more worried about you are something, the more problematic it gets, and vice versa. How does this happen? How do you explain karma? Is another being watching the reactions of its simulated being on Earth, and like how humans create new levels in a video game for the avatar chosen, creating the simulated reality for us, shifting our goalposts, making it harder for us. The more the simulated being wants something, keep it away from its reach. The more the simulated being is worried about and afraid of something, make it happen to it. Enjoy the result. If someone is running our universe as a simulation, are they curious? Are they already bored with us? Are they running an experiment? Or did they create it and forget about it? Is there any version of prayer or signal we could send that they would detect? These questions sound like theology, and in a way, they are. The simulation hypothesis accidentally recreates some of the oldest questions in religion. A creator who made a reality we inhabit, whose nature we cannot fully access, whose purposes we can only guess at. The second point is the laws of physics are chosen by our creator who created this simulation, not inevitable. Constants of a universe, the speed of light, the gravitational constant, the fine structure constant are precisely calibrated to permit the existence of stars, planets, chemistry, and life. Physicists call this fine-tuning problem. In a simulation, the parameters are set by the programmer. This fine-tuning is not a problem, it's a design choice. The third point, all the anomalies are data. Every system has edge cases. Every program has moments where the logic produces unexpected outputs. The experiences humans have reported throughout history that resist physical explanation, not as a proof of anything, but as potential artifacts of a system behaving non-deterministically, deserve more scientific attention than they currently receive if the simulation hypothesis is taken seriously. How do you explain miracles? The fourth point, we are about to become simulators ourselves. This is the implication that matters most right now. We are building increasingly detailed virtual environments. We are developing artificial intelligence that may produce something like conscious experience. We are moving toward a world where we will have simulated minds inside our computers. Minds that may suffer, may feel, may have experiences they believe are real. How we treat those minds will define something fundamental about what we are. And the fact that we are approaching this threshold from inside a system that may itself be a simulation is either a profound coincidence or the entire point of this exercise. Think about that. If we are simulators, we are creating another simulated world and a bunch of simulated beings in our virtual worlds, in our computers. And maybe sometimes in the future, the simulated beings in the virtual world we created could create another simulated worlds without fully realizing they themselves are simulated beings, like how we currently are. How is that argument? Confusing?